from New Central Illinois, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. And my guest in studio this morning is Cody Monkman, Executive Director of the Neighborhood Care Center. He, as the morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Cody, don't make me laugh before we go on the air.
Sorry, dude. I didn't know we were jumping in like that.
Yeah, I should have told you. I should have. That's my fault. But yeah, don't make me laugh before we go on the air.
Sorry about that.
You make me laugh all the time, though. That's why I love having you in. So,
well,
how you doing?
Good. It's been a while.
It has. Too long.
Yeah.
Let's not do that ever again.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've missed me. I've missed you.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. By the way, nice van. I love the van.
Yeah, I brought it out here so you could see it firsthand.
Yeah, too bad you can't bring it in the studio like one of those show.
I mean, I
showrooms.
could have tried. Randy probably wouldn't have liked it, though.
Really wouldn't have. No.
You might get a new building.
Hey, you know what? We might got a showroom out of it or something. We just need to take this wall out and we could just have like a big old studio here.
Hey, now you're talking.
Have a big old round table. We could have a round table discussion like once a month.
I like that.
I like that idea
I
too.
like round table discussion.
Yeah, except for that eats into the WEZC studio.
Oh,
We can't have that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, how you been?
good.
Yeah.
Good.
How's the neighborhood care center doing?
Well, so like as I already shared with you, we've got a couple of big projects that have been hanging in the balance the last year. One being the van.
Mm-hmm.
So we were able to, it took about a year, but we were able to secure HARPA funds through the county. And that helped cover part of, or about half of the van.
Did you say HARPA?
Oh, I did. Did I put an H on the front?
You did. Cody,
ARPA.
you talk about saying things wrong.
ARPA.
Gosh, people are like, what's
I put an H on the
There
front.
you go.
ARPA.
ARPA. Yeah.
So good catch.
Thank you.
So that covered half of the van, but then we had to figure out where was the other half going to come from. We were able to secure all that funding to then go get a new van, which our networks need, because being that we're a network, we're always on the go, especially getting resources from other places to bring it into our rural areas. And so we've got a handful of drivers that are constantly using the van and the trailer, and it's got a lot of wear and tear on the old van, so we need a new van.
Mm-hmm.
So we secured the funding, and then the next step was obviously going to go shop and try to get a van with the right specs that we need for the weight that we carry. And let me tell you, supply chain issue, man.
Mm-hmm.
It really threw a wrench into things. So
like in terms of finding a van or finding like a trailer for the van?
The van.
The van.
We don't have a
Really?
new trailer. So
Okay,
I
gotcha.
mean, the trailer we have is not old by any means, and it works great for us, but
It's not brand new like the van.
No.
So where'd you find the van at?
So the van we found locally at Douglas Dodge.
Fantastic.
Or
Or Van-tastic.
Yeah. Ooh, there you go.
There you
Ooh, that's a good one. It's a good day at WHOW Radio. And so we were able to find that, but our hope was to, with the funding that we were able to secure, was to go get a brand new van.
Mm-hmm.
But then with supply chain issues and how that's impacted inventory and all that, it just added another component of complexities.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, we were able to find one local.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got that back in January.
Mm-hmm.
And then
like low miles and
yeah, it's a 2021 with about 30,000 miles on it.
Mm-hmm.
Very little wear and tear.
yeah, all the bells and whistles, heated seats, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay.
Now that is the big pill to swallow, is if we were going to get brand new, it would have had some of those bells and whistles.
Yeah.
And then just with where the market was at and everything, and so, but we're still thankful. Still thankful.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that. And then the next step was to get some wrapping done on the van.
Mm-hmm.
And so we took it down to Decatur to get that work done.
Mm-hmm.
And now you see what you see. And I was just telling you before we coming on the air, our communications director, Abby, she designed the outside
Mm-hmm.
of the van. And I thought she did a really good job of artistically communicating that neighborhood care center is a network of services and people, without having to say network. So if you see the van out and about on the highway or around town or something, you'll see a white van with some maroon and some blue. That's neighborhood care center.
You sound like a real CEO right now, Cody.
What do you mean?
It's simple, but it brings everything together. You watch The Office, right?
Not faithfully. I know there's like a cult that follows The Office.
Absolutely. I'm totally.
And I'm not all in on it, but it is funny.
Well, I don't know if you've seen the episode where Ryan is the new like whatever up higher up within Dunder Mifflin, and he's doing the Dunder Mifflin Infinity thing, right? And they want the new logo, and he goes to Pam, and it's a whole thing.
And
you just have
what happens?
Well, he just like
is it a good logo or a bad logo?
Well, he's like, I like it. It's concise and to the point, and it's streamlined and like all this.
Gosh.
Yeah, it was. You sound like a CEO right now.
Yeah, those are buzzwords, isn't it?
You sound like an executive. Oh yeah. Well, you got to use.
I definitely don't like the word executive. I definitely don't like that.
I could totally see you not liking that. Why is that? Tell me why that is.
Have you ever seen me dress up? It's not me. And honestly,
I feel like there's a philosophical thing though to it too.
I guess if you want to, there's nothing too deep about it, but I just want to be approachable.
Mm-hmm. You know? And if you're an executive,
I want to be a neighbor to somebody.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you sit behind an executive desk, which I don't have an office, by the way, but my office is my backpack and my car,
you could be one of those like super approachable executives that does the TED Talks and the the viral videos and all those things.
No.
I am just throwing all the bad ideas your way today.
Yeah, you are.
So now with the van and everything being more that like I feel like that's a visibility thing. Like you're going to be more visible. People are going to notice you.
I hope so.
Do you?
I told Abby when she designed it, I was like, I want the van to pop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to blend in with traffic.
Okay.
So I want it to pop.
See, that's interesting because I know like you and I have had discussions where like, you want the neighborhood care center to be like not in the background, but like, it's like being out in front is not your thing. I feel like
culturally speaking, it sometimes there's a tension there for sure.
Yeah.
And that just has to do with small town culture and rural culture and all that, and stigma and stereotypes and all that kind of thing.
So how does the van differentiate or separate itself?
Well, the van isn't relational.
Mm-hmm.
So the van will never be relational. It's very static. So, and at the end of the day, when we start talking marketing is very much top-down communications.
Mm.
It's not the bottom up, although that is our culture.
Mm-hmm.
But
so does the new van, does the new decals do anything more than just it's a better mode of transportation, more newer, reliable?
Well, what I like about it, and I kind of already said this, but and this is how most of us think, right? Like when we're being introduced to a new organization or institution or something, we're always asking the question, well, what do they do?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the natural first question by most of us. What's most important though is why we do what we do. Mm-hmm. And that van, the design, the way Abby designed the wrapping and everything very much communicates and emphasizes what is most important, and that is why we do what we do. We're a network.
So if for people that haven't seen it, and I've seen it, but I would have to walk outside to remember what it looks like. What about it is screams network, screams relationships?
Yeah. I think what you'll see, particularly in the maroon color part of the van, is it looks like a web. And it's all these different dots that are interconnected and whatnot. And that image and part of those dots also communicates the icons of some of our weekly services, that being Neighborhood Market, which the icon for that is a shopping cart. You've got Economic Support Services, which is like a cross, like a red cross, and then Emergency Room cross. And then we've got Clothing Referrals, which is a hanger. We've got Fee Distribution Service, which is a loaf of bread with wings on it. And then we've got Neighborhood Lab, which is like a DNA strand. So those icons are part of the web and communicating that these services that mission partners are a part of, that neighbors, people in the community connect with to get resourced or supported, they're interconnected. And so there's a flow, I don't know. It communicates support, that's for sure.
Can't wait to see it again, Cody. I'll tell you what, I need to go to break. How do folks learn more about the Neighborhood Care Center?
Best place would be our website, neighborhoodcarecenter.net.
Sure. If folks see you along the road, should they honk or wave? Or
yeah, give a good old wave. I don't know who would be in the van today. It's me, but we've got probably 5 other people that regularly will be using it.
All right, very good. Well, give it a wave if you see it. Cody Monkman, Executive Director of the Neighborhood Care Center, our guest in studio. More to come with him on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.
Your YouTube channel.
Let's check the markets on the RFD Radio Network. I'm DeLaw's Yonke. Corn contracts started lower, trying to make their way back to the plus side. May's down 2, 674.5. July down 1 3/4, 640 3/4. While December corn is up 0.5 cent, 567.25. May soybeans are still down 3/4, 15.16 1/4, but July's up 1, 14.86.5, and November up 5 3/4, 13.17 1/4. May wheat up 0.5, 6.97. KC down 6 1/4, 8.83.5. Now for livestock, May lean hogs are down $1.50 at 79.50. For live cattle, we have June down 35 cents, 164.52, and May feeders up 17, 210.92. This is the RFD Radio Network.
MR Systems Wireless is your local internet provider for Clinton and surrounding area. They have the products you want and the local service you deserve. MR Systems Wireless Internet service for home or business includes unlimited data, unlimited streaming, and unlimited calling. Plans start at just $48 a month and get a free Roku 4 lease with our media packages. Get the speed you need with MR Systems Wireless. Call them at 935-2100. That's 935-2100 for MR Systems Wireless.
Hear Clinton Maroon live play-by-play this season on WHOW, the big 1520 daytime, 92.3 FM in DeWitt County, and 106.5 in Bloomington Normal all the time. Plus, streamed at DeWittDailyNews.com on the WHOW mobile app. Plus, hear a best of Clinton sports broadcast Saturday mornings at 10. All brought to you by Love It Once More Thrift Store. Keith Wade, your country financial representative, and our exclusive sponsor for our Player of the Game, Serve Pro of Hyatt DeWitt Counties, the leader in cleaning, restoration, and construction.
Your friend in Central Illinois. WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Cody Monkman, Executive Director of the Neighborhood Care Center, our guest in studio here for today. So, Cody, tell me a little bit about the van. Like, I guess I didn't realize it's like not in full commission. So so what do you have to do? What's going on?
Yeah, so let's see here. We officially bought that back in January. Thankfully, with donations, we were able to do it debt-free. So I'm trying to keep Neighborhood Care Center debt-free. But then there was it needed some stuff worked on that the manufacturer covered. So just it's been in the shop a couple different times.
Probably like electric start and all those cool things.
Yeah, right. Yeah. More like the headlight covering or something like that. But
I love giving you a hard time about
or
that.
like realizing, oh, this doesn't have brakes for the trailer. Like we need to get the brake system for the trailer. So because I mean sometimes we will have 4 tons of weight. So
really?
So we got to make sure that it's got the right
What are you carrying that's weighing 4 tons?
Dude. I mean, usually it's food-ish related things, but I don't know. One time I got a paper shredder, a brand new paper shredder.
Wow, fun.
That was random. Bomba socks. Got some Bomba socks. Ever heard of those? Me either, but apparently people love them. So they're kind of like alpaca socks. Anyways. So
weigh 4 tons.
well, I mean, it wasn't just Bomba socks, so 4 tons of Bomba socks, but yeah. So anywho, but just recently I went to go make. I thought we were all ready and set to go, and drivers could start using the van. And I realized, oh, I need to go make copies of keys, and it's not a key fob. I don't even know how to describe this key, but it's not a key fob. But it's also not a key that, like, say Ace Hardware can just like make a copy for like $2.
Yeah.
So I learned that oh, I gotta set up another appointment and get these keys programmed that
Wow.
is not going to cost $2. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
So that's another step we have to take, and hopefully.
You can't just have one set of keys like at home and just say, hey, here's the keys. Go do what you got to do.
Yeah, definitely not.
Really?
Not with as many drivers that we have.
Really?
So, yeah.
Really?
We're going to.
You can't just put them on a key, like a hanging rack of keys at the office?
We only have one set, so we need to at least get 2 as a backup. So.
Cody, I've survived with one set of keys for all my cars for like the entirety of my existence.
And how many people drive that car?
2.
Well, we've got like 5 or 6.
I still don't get it, but okay.
It's all right.
You know what you're doing.
I need to get at least one copy. So anywho, so we got to cross that bridge, and hopefully, come May, there will be people driving that van, not me.
Very good.
So
tell me about McLean County. I know there's some exciting news there as well. What do you got?
Yeah. So I know it's been a while since I've been here, but
I said, don't ever do that again.
There's been time the last couple of times, though. We'll talk a little bit about McLean County Care Center Network, which is our second care center. It's based in Hayworth, but serves all of the rural small towns in McLean County. So it doesn't serve Bloomington Normal, unless it's a rural. Let's put it this way: unless it's like a rural address that feeds into a small town, a small school district or something. But anywho, we're based in Hayworth because of just geography, as well as there was a lot of local support for people wanting to be mission partners to see a care center network created to serve their communities.
Mm-hmm.
So we're based in Hayworth. Well, something that I've just learned on this journey is one of our values with everything care center is a phrase, stumble forward. And it's just this value of experimentation. And not being afraid to try something and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, well, then you learned and you pivot and you change. Mm-hmm. And so some of that stumble forward in the process of expansion is me realizing that honestly, I mean, I grew up in a rural area, but not totally bedroom community per se, which is a lot of our small towns today is they are bedroom communities to a more micro politan area like a Bloomington or a Decatur or a Champaign. And so I've learned that I actually am not super well versed in understanding bedroom community rhythm of life as well as culture. And so when it comes to McLean County, all of these communities really are bedroom communities. And the way in which
normal.
Yeah. And so the way in which people the rhythm of life, it's just different. And so one thing that I have learned in regards to and I'm sure people are used to, you drive around several small towns, you look at what appears to be abandoned buildings or old downtown areas that need businesses or something like that. And I would say that I naively went into 2.5 years ago went into the launch of McLean County's Care Center Network with those assumptions. And it has been a challenge for us to build stability for our network so that we can send mission partners out into their communities and make those personal connections with their neighbors. You always need some type of stable force to work with. And thankfully, in the first 2 years of this, we have had Born Again 2, which is a nonprofit also based in Hayworth, that they have allowed us to lean on them. I mean, we are currently subleasing a 500 square foot building from them, which we're very grateful for. It's been a wonderful partnership. But we obviously 500 square feet has its limitations, even when you're subleasing as well. So we finally were able to see some progress, and we have found a building in Hayworth. It's actually a 2-story residential home that is zoned commercial, which is interesting. There's not too many, and that's something that I've learned too, is there's not too many properties like that.
Doc Allen's place kind of
Correct.
comes to
Correct.
mind, yeah.
So a lot of, and that would be a big difference, like with Clinton being a county seat, and you look at the history of a Clinton, and I presume it'd be similar as to like a Monticello, maybe even a Leroy, even though Leroy's not the county seat. But you'll see that the downtown areas are probably a little bit bigger. They may even have properties that are not a commercial building, but they're zoned commercial, because at one time maybe there wasn't enough commercial property buildings. So really, it's like a diamond in the rough that we were able to find this 2-story home. A family is currently living in it right now, but we will be taking closing on that is in July.
You're going to be giving them the boot, aren't you?
Not the boot, but they've been a wonderful family to work with. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to see what it looks like to create a care center home base that is like a house and not a commercial. What we have here in DeWitt County for them in Maroa is a traditional commercial building from like the 60s or 70s.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. Well, that's great news.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great job, Cody.
So
Cody Monkman, Executive Director of the Neighborhood Care Center. Where do folks go to learn about the NCC?
Yeah, please visit our website, neighborhoodcarecenter.net. We're also on Instagram, and you can call us 217-935-6844.
Cody Monkman, like I said, Executive Director of the Neighborhood Care Center. Network news on the way.
WHOW.
The Big 1520 WHOW Clinton, 92.3 FM W222 BG Clinton, 106.5 FM W293 DJ Normal Bloomington.
Breaking news as